Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Half-Life 2 Creepypasta. Tonight's reading, Half-Life 2, Episode 3. I'm an avid Half-Life fan. I always loved the games. They looked and sounded real, and every day I thought I was as much as a badass as Gordon Freeman. As you'd expect, I was waiting for Episode 3, but Valve kept delaying it. Now I know why. Eventually, I found a download link called Half-Life 2 Episode 3 for free. Seeing as it looked real enough, I downloaded it. I regretted it ever since. Below is my experience. The game starts off after Episode 2, with Alex still hugging Eli's body. Pretty normal so far, I thought to myself. Dog had been killed in an ensuing explosion, which is where things were a little off. After getting on the helicopter, the ride there was defending the chopper from the Combine. I noticed that whenever Gordon died at any part, the screen went static and images of the G-Man flashed everywhere, with his creepy voice addressing me. "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" he said. I quickly knew the line was from the now mimetic Ben Drowned. Being curious, I kept on playing. It got weirder from there. After reaching the Borealis, an advisor lunged right at me, starting a boss battle. At this point, I had a crowbar, an SMG, and the gravity gun, so the battle was a breeze. After being beaten, EROP C-17CMB, the advisor's codename, stated, "You don't know," before exploding in a shower of gore. Blood covered most of Alex's body, but it was unnerving that the blood looked real. The Source engine allows for realistic graphics, but I thought not on this level of realism. Still, I felt like I needed to carry on. Everywhere around the iceberg, every Combine soldier and advisor I killed shed some light on the situation, often saying, "He's waiting," and "We had no choice." Who was the monster behind this? And more importantly, who is he? Sure, the game got more and more fucked up the further I got, but I had to finish this. I just had to. Later in the game, Alex unearthed something horrific beyond detail. The corpses of Barney Calhoun and Judith Mossman. Wasn't Barney leaving City 17 after Episode 1? I mouthed. The bodies looked like actual people, with realistic gore and blood added to the mix. It was so shocking that Gordon, who I was still controlling, actually puked. After seeing his best friend like this, it traumatized him. After the scene, the HUD was distorted, showing Gordon's declining mental state. Near the end, the Aperture Science secret was discovered. The Super Portal Gun. Like the Portal Gun, but able to cross entire dimensions. After picking it up, Alex remarked, "Be careful with that thing, okay, Gordon?" I used it once and crossed into the Combine's true home. Combinia. It was terrifying. Organs everywhere, totalitarian factories, star-piercing citadels, prototype synths. It was like hell. Gordon puked again, which set off a scripted event. Eli, Barney, and Mossman rose up from the dead and attacked, a tri-boss battle. The three were decaying, Eli having no right leg. A quick look at their stats turns out they were all maxed. After a long fight, the zombies were killed. The only thing left was to destroy the main citadel. It was the link to the other citadels across every dimension. Storming it, I loudly proclaimed, "This is for everything." Top floor, the Combine Overlord was revealed. He was a human synth capable of intelligent speech. All of his stats turned out to be higher than Zombie Eli, Zombie Barney, and Zombie Mossman combined. His textures were horrifying. A human turned inside out, blood spurting from every bullet wound. He was he was the devil. The chapter name came up. Final Battle versus Satan. The fucker deserved to die for everything he did. After a grueling 4 hours, he finally fell. The Combine were defeated, but at what cost? Alex was killed during the battle, the world in ruins. I saw why Valve wouldn't release it. They had to rebuild it from the ground up. The final chapter started. The G-Man congratulated me. His dialogue went a little like this. "Well done, Mr. Freeman. You saved the multiverse from the Combine's grasp. But I should tell you, I've been manipulating you and the rest of the world from the very moment you applied for your job at Black Mesa. Now, since you know the truth, I must destroy you." As it turns out, the Combine were referring to the G-Man as he. Chapter name, The Truth. boy, I was fucked. After the G-Man's speech, Gordon spoke, saying,
I've had enough of you.
Final battle began. The G-Man rapidly teleported. I could barely shoot him, and every time I landed a hit, he took 1 damage. He was the strongest boss in the entire series. I managed to beat him, though. After his defeat, the G-Man exclaimed, You'll never win. Gordon, finally through with him, replied,
Do you think I want to be your plaything? My family, my best friend, and everyone I cared about is dead because of you. If you realized for that a second, I would have asked to work for you, but no, you had to fuck with me for 20 years.
After that, Gordon raised his crowbar high and caved the G-Man's skull in, killing his manipulator, once and for all. Gordon turned to me and spoke a few words.
Thanks for everything, buddy.
I'll never forget the time we spent together. I replied, Neither will I. Epilogue. After that disturbing experience, I uninstalled the game and wrote about it here. I never forgot what happened, but now it feels like Gordon is with me throughout my life, and I'm grateful for that. Valve, when you release episode 3, tell him I helped. Copyright Tal Charles, 2013. Dictated but not read. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for listening.